Welcome back to BizFit Formula. If you're wondering why your emails aren't getting opened, you're in the right place. This week, we'll be looking at subject lines that get your emails opened. So, the subject line is the thing that gets people to read your emails. It's the one thing that stands between you and your customers, is that subject line and making sure it's enticing enough to get your customers to open your email. So there's a lot more to subject lines than it may first initially appear. A successful subject line will get your customers to read your email, and a bad one will go straight into their deleted messages, and a really bad one won't even hit their inbox. Email service providers are checking the subject lines of every single email that their customers are receiving to see if that email is spam. And if you go ahead and trigger that spam filter, you'll end up in spam and your email will bounce. And once you've hit that spam filter once, it gets harder and harder to get out of that spam filter. Your emails start hitting spam, you get this bad reputation, and that'll follow you around for the life of your business. But don't worry, by the end of this video, I'll have shown you everything that you need to know so that that's never a risk. So the first thing to notice is that it's a balance. We need to create subject lines that will make people open your emails, but we also need to play friendly with the email service provider. So if you don't already know, an email service provider is whatever your customer is using to open their emails, whether that's something like Apple Mail, Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, Hotmail, whatever million other things there is out there. That is their ESP. And each of those ESPs will have their own individual rating they're giving you as a sender. So how do we get people to open emails? Well, the first thing is using urgency and the tone of your subject line. So you need to create a sense of urgency to make them want to open their email now. So saying something like your 70% off sale ends tonight is really going to encourage them to open, because they know if they wait until tomorrow morning, the sale's missed, they've lost out on that opportunity. So you need to open that email now. Using strong emotional words, using your tone. So if you just say, for example, important updates, it's that kind of, yeah, I know it's important, but it doesn't sound particularly exciting. I don't want to open it. It sounds like, ooh, we have a new privacy policy, that kind of emails you get. Versus saying something like exciting announcements, it's like, ooh, what's this exciting announcement? What is this? Is it something I'm getting? Is it some sort of good thing? Is it something I need to? It creates that kind of, what am I looking for? That kind of mystery and sort of sense of FOMO. Like if I don't read this, I'll miss out. Using you or your increases open rates, including their name. You can get that tag from your software using send your emails and include that in the subject line. Using non-round numbers, don't ask me why, but it just sounds better. So things like 1, 3, 5, etc. helps. Adding brackets at some point in the subject line helps, and so does parentheses, because it has this sense of the subject line isn't finished. I need to read the email to see the whole. Sorry. And stick to 6 to 7 words. This is easy to read, and I'll also make sure that whether their customer is reading your email on a phone or on the sort of website version of their email provider, that the entire subject line will fit in there. So what do you need to avoid in your emails? Having everything in all caps. It sounds aggressive, it sounds shouty, and people don't like it. Capitalizing more than one word. So it's sometimes having one word in all cap letters helps that word to stand out and it helps make a point. But doing it more than once, you start to lose that effect and also looks again like spam. Using lots of symbols. So having an exclamation mark or parentheses will work fine, but having lots of like dollar signs and percentages and brackets and exclamation marks and just too much looks like spam, won't get opened. Being too aggressive with your empathy. So like the act now, don't hit, like going too much on that sort of urgency sort of words starts to annoy your customers as well. Klaviyo has a really good list of words that's best to avoid, and I'll include that below in the description. And that sort of helps a little bit. Making your subject line cut off. So going over that 6 to 7 word limit that I mentioned before, people can't read that whole subject line, so it loses all that effect. All that excitement you build up in the subject line has no purpose if people can't actually read it. Creating your subject line in all lowercase. So you can capitalize every word, or you can capitalize just that very first letter in the subject line. I think that's the one that's getting better open rates at the moment. Works well, but having nothing in all lowercase, it just comes across as unprofessional, and people don't open them. And what else should you include? So you should be creating that sense of FOMO. So today only is a double discount, creating a sense of curiosity. So seeing you're having a sneak peek at the subject line that doesn't launch till next week, it's like, ooh, I'm curious, what is this new subject line? And it's also I'm getting insider access. I want to read this now. I want to get these things before they sell out when the general public gets them. And hitting pain points. If you know your customers well enough, you should know what their pain points are. And if you can get across in just that 6 to 7 words that you are hitting that pain point and you've got the thing to solve that, that will get people to open and ultimately buy. And the best thing to do here is experiment. Try different things. If it doesn't work in your first subject line, try that out. In your next one, change something and see what results you get. And be sure to keep track of all your tests and experiments, and eventually you'll know exactly what works for your audience. So if you want to make coming up with your subject lines as easy as possible, I have discovered a really useful tool that'll help you do that. And it is at subjectline.com, which should be easy enough to find, but if not, it'll be in the description of the video too. So take whatever you're planning to use as your subject line and enter it here. Lucky enough, it has ones I've done before. So one thing I like to do, and that we discovered in our BizFit bootcamp, which I'm sure that will be coming out very soon, no matter when you're watching this video, but putting in a emoji at the start of your subject line helps you get a better score. So this one I think would be for Brandy, who does firefighter stuff, and that's why I had that one there. So if we click evaluate, we get a 82. So anything over 80 should be good enough, but getting closer to those sort of mid 80s and into 90s all the way up to 100 is definitely one. So where we lost points here is that Valentine's has more than 8 characters, doesn't like that. It would be cut off due to length. It doesn't meet my rule of 6, 7 words. And more than one word is in all caps, which I also mentioned. But it did gain some extra points for having the emoji and for punctuation, which is just that apostrophe in Valentine's. So this is one of the emails I sent out during our bootcamp, so it's final day. If we evaluate that one, we get a perfect 100 because we have that emoji. It's short, it has the parentheses, so it gets that points for 2 or more of the same punctuation in a row, which is our dots. Has the emoji, ends in the
ellipses,
and it contains punctuation, which is the apostrophe in it. So this is one place where you can really experiment and try and get those perfect hundreds. But also, as you are writing your emails, be sure to have some sort of tracking tool, some sort of spreadsheet. If you have been to our BizFit bootcamp or you are coming to the next one, you will get my spreadsheet to track all this. And note down what scores you're getting and look at, okay, if I get 100 on subjectline.com, does that get a better open rate than one where I'm getting the 84? Try it out, see what difference it makes. Now that you know exactly how to find a subject line that will help increase your open rates, be sure to share your favorite subject line that's done the best for you in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe, and watch an entire email marketing playlist. And while you're there, be sure to check the description for all links I mentioned and to join our BizFit Facebook group. And we will see you next week with another video.